This is the community page of the 6 Days in Fallujah website, which I missed this when it happened, but on September 8th, came out with a post from Paul Trampty, who is the CEO of Victura, I believe. He's overseeing the project 6 Days in Fallujah. If that's not exactly what his role is, I apologize, but he's high up in, I think, Victura or Highwire Games. The people he's somebody up there in the people who are making 6 Days in Fallujah. Okay, so don't hate me. I'm doing my best. So he says on this community post, which has been not reported on as far as I know. I know it has been far too long since we've provided substantive updates. So here's a little context. They came out in March, okay? March of this year, 6 Days in Fallujah became this phenomenon, military milsim that's coming out that was going to tell the story of the second battle of Fallujah. The game's been through so much controversy. It's been canceled before. It's been permanently shelved, and now they're bringing it back. And so here's what he says. Basically, since the hype died in April, including, me getting emails because my 6 Days in Fallujah videos from the marketing team there saying they wanted me to be like an alpha tester. They did it for some other YouTubers as well. Since announcing 6 Days, it has become very clear to us that both media and players have much higher expectations for the game than our team of roughly 35 can support. And right there in the first sentence, they break our hearts, right? They basically say the hype exceeded the reality, okay? You know how they say buy the hype, sell the news? Have you guys heard that? Or like buy the news, sell the announcement. And when it comes to stocks, you buy the hype, you sell the news. Okay, that's what's happening here. He says before we can substantially increase the size of our team, we need to raise the capital needed to support these additional people. The game's supposed to come out in 2 months, you guys, or 3 months. In less than 3 months, in less than 90 days, this game's supposed to be out. So what they're saying now is because how I'm interpreting this. And if you think that I have this wrong, just let me know in the comments. How I'm interpreting this is that they think that the hype has grown so immensely that whatever they're prepared to put out in December is going to be a letdown. And as a result, they're now saying they want to raise capital to hire additional team members, programmers, Q&A, whatever, to get the game somewhere that resembles Peter Tamty, by the way, not Paul, Peter Tamty. To get the game to somewhere that resembles what people are expecting out of this game, which then tells me there's like no chance that this game's coming out in December. He says we must have a solid date before announcing any kind of delay, or some headlines could read 6 Days in Fallujah has been delayed indefinitely, and we can't announce a date until we have clarity about how many more people we can add to the project. The idea of a company raising capital is very complicated. It means that you're going to have additional investors. And this is what happened to 6 Days in Fallujah in the first place, if you guys remember. The first time that 6 Days in Fallujah was canceled, it's because I believe EA was making the game, and that company's so big, they didn't want to be associated with the release of such a controversial game, but that's where the money comes from. So finally, the investors are willing to invest the money to absorb the risk of releasing a game like this, and they've only been able to create whatever they have now. So they have to go out for bigger fish with deeper pockets. Do fish have pockets? Deeper gills? Do fish keep money in their gills? How do fish buy things? So they have to go out and get more cash, which means they have to answer to more people. Or we might find this thing on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, which could delay the game for years. So either you're going to find some angel investors, some people who want to go in as venture capital, but whatever they do there, they're going to be liable. They're going to have to answer to those people with the content of the game. And they could, I'm not saying they will, but they could potentially lose some of their creative freedom with that. Now, on the other hand, if they go to crowdfund because of all the hype, they have to wait and wait and wait for the right amount of money to come in. And how much money are we talking about? I don't even know. He says, fortunately, our efforts to raise capital and grow our team are going very well. And our team has also been making great progress on the game. We are fortunate to have some very talented people working very, very hard on 6 Days in Fallujah. That, of course, I do believe they've taken tremendous amounts of social pressure to risk their careers and their reputations on making this game. He says, of course, in hindsight, I think we should have been posting more assets from the game so you, our community, can see some of our progress. We plan to begin a developer diary sometime after we make bigger announcements about filming, about timing and progress. We very much appreciate the support of each of you in this community. Amper Camper keeps me and all our other leadership constantly informed of the dialogue and ideas that are discussed here. Amper Camper is the person who created this community announcement from Peter. And trust me, He has been beating me up constantly about the need to keep you folks better informed. We're a small team doing big things, and all of it is being done to deliver on our promise for what 6 days in Fallujah should be. There are some announcements coming. We beg for a bit more patience in the meantime, and if you're watching this on YouTube, there's just a couple images here, some first-person shooters, some overhead shots of some of the tactics of the game. There's only 2 very brief screenshots here. Reading this, I think that it's amazing what they've done. It's amazing what they've accomplished with this small team and the lengths at which they've gone to, according to their own press, to make a game that resembles what people want. And they're doing that all at great personal risk. And so I applaud them for their efforts to take on this project. And like I've said before in videos, I believe freedom of expression through art is super important and super legit. So I hope that they are able to get this game released. And no matter what it is, whether it lives up to some kind of hype that the public created, that nobody ever asked them to create, that they just made up or not, or whatever, I'm still going to get it because I support artists creating. And especially when it's something controversial like this, I think it's important. And so I'm going to support them because I see how much people care about this. I see how it's telling a piece of modern American military history. And for all those reasons, I think that it's worth us giving it a fair shot, a very open-minded fair shot. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching that clip from our live show. We're live right here on YouTube, Sunday through Thursday, 1800 Pacific Standard Time. If you want, come on by, join the chat. I'd love to hear from you. If you like that video and you want to see more, consider checking out this video right here or subscribing to the channel with this button right here. I look forward to talking to you really soon. I'm out for now.